Dear Mr. Perdido, I am simply unable to find the time to evaluate you in person. Please use the enclosed stall ball instead. Leave it on for a lesson, then please return to the main office. Thank you, Mrs. Hernandez. I haven't seen this before. Let's see. Okay, stall ball, okay. Select camera setting. Let's try MTV. Too irritating. Let's try tabloid journalism. What does that do? Give me that. All right, let's try PBS documentary. All right, good. Well, I really wasn't expecting to be stalled today. Hello, Mrs. Hernandez. As you know, I'm a big media user. And I actually use media a lot in my lessons. This is the new digital unit that we have. All the teachers in the school have this. As you know, this is connected to the digital storage unit in the basement, connected by a nice fiber cable. And we have in still store down there, and in all kinds of storage, 200 instructional television series, what's left over from the film library, lots of laser discs, and I can actually call those up, go from frame to frame and construct them into a lesson, have text come up with questions. I can then store those units and save them. It's really wonderful. I mean, I love this. I'm glad we spent the money on it. In fact, today, what I'm going to do is a lesson on the last tree in the rainforest, and we've got pictures of the last tree in the rainforest, and Mr. Anderson did the same lesson last week, and his lesson plan is stored in here, so I'm going to use that one. But he and I worked on that together. You know, it was a joint process, and that's why I can use it. You know, these are pretty neat, and in fact, even though they look the same as the old TVs, they really look the same. They're actually very, very different. And if you'll come around, I'll show you what's kind of remarkable about these. You can see that they're really thin. Pretty amazing. Of course, the district still requires us to bolt them onto these carts. Okay, let me tell you what I'm going to have set up going here. You know, this is a digital screen, so I can control each individual section as I want it. What I'm going to have here is the main lesson plan with the questions down here as cues to me. Okay, the picture of the last tree in the rainforest will be here. Up in this corner, I'm going to have a connection to the high school because they have an interesting study group with ours too, so I'm going to have a camera in on them as well. Over here, I'm going to have a feed from the satellite from our sister city in Dusseldorf, so the German night school students can also connect with our class. Over here, we'll see little Billy Lopez because he's still sick, so he'll be watching us through the video cameras mounted in the screws in the wall, and we'll see Billy right here. Down in this corner, of course, I'll have the security camera from the parking lot because my car's there. They did replace my car from last week's episode. That's about it. I think I'll have other visual pieces come in, but I'll surprise you. You'll see. This is the advantage of a complete digital technology. So let me get started here. Let me just hit the coin slot. You know, I actually don't mind paying for a few resources for the classroom. And I'm sure that lottery money will kick in any year now. Okay, that should be good for about 45 minutes. Uh-oh. This is a Post-it from the teacher across the hall. Let's see.
Hola.
Oh, sorry, I pushed the Spanish side. Let me put the English side on.
Mr. Perdido, my speech module isn't working, so I'm taking yours. You're so good with equipment. I hope you don't mind. Good luck.
Yeah, she's always sharing my stuff. She couldn't get her voice module to work. You know, this is all voice actuated. What voice module does she have in here? Oh, the bubble module. Well, no wonder she couldn't get it to work. You know, these speech recognition things are very specific. She's a California native. Fortunately, my family is from the South, and I could communicate with this. It's interesting, but there's a filter, and as you speak, it analyzes the speech patterns. Okay, well, let's get us started here. Turn it on with a verbal command. Get on! Password. Oh, man, I don't know the password. I understand that the passwords are always online every night, but frankly, when I logged on last night, somebody in the art department was using PageMaker version 125, and it was using all the RAM in North America. I couldn't log on. But you know what? The password is always some piece of educational jargon, some buzzword, and I have my little card from the Teachers Credit Union with this month's buzzword, so I'm sure it's bound to be one of these. Now what happens is, of course, I'll have to translate the buzzword into Bubba so that the machine will recognize it. And then once the password engages, then I'm ready to roll. I set up the lesson, I assign the sectors for everywhere I want it to be, and the kids will be here in about 10 minutes, no problem. Let's see, the buzzword could be, password could be assertive discipline. Let's try it. Get right! Okay. Maybe it's cooperative learning groups. Y'all bunch up! Maybe it's sheltered English. Slow and loud! Could be shared decision making. Y'all shut up! You know, there's only a certain number of passwords this can possibly be. Maybe it's cross-curriculum. Bible school! Cross-curriculum. Could be insert your choice. Bullshit! No. I'll tell you what, I'm sure the password problem will be solved. Could you hold the kids for another 10 minutes? This is a really great lesson. What else can it possibly be? Portfolio assessment. Bunch of stuff. Oh. Well, look, kids, I'll be with you in a minute. Does anybody have a VCR? Come back tomorrow.